Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. Sorry I've not been around for a while. As you know, I've been going to college. Here we go, Kat's here, she wants to say hello. Been to college, been going to college, but except for this last week, I've been a bit poorly. I've come down with a cold. It's not COVID or anything like that, so thank you. But I've stayed away from college just because I didn't want to pass whatever I had on, and they would have sent me home anyway, knowing that I was ill. They're very strict when it comes to being poorly now. You know, as soon as somebody's ill, they'll send them home. So there was no point in me going in anyway. They just sent me home. But I get my homework and everything through Teams and a couple of other sources. So I'm not losing out or anything like that. I'm still up to date on my work. But yeah, the reason that I've decided to make a video today, something quite amazing really. One of my friends, she's an old school friend. We used to be in the same class at secondary school or high school, from ages 11 to 16. We lost contact when I moved away from Torquay, and we got in contact again. I think it was a couple of years ago maybe. We've been talking on and off. But since I've started becoming a bit more spiritual and opening up and, you know, healing and moving forward, we've been in contact a bit more. You know, she's been asking me, you know, how I've been moving forward and things like that, because she's seen my progress. She knew what I went through when I was a kid. So she understood very much so. And obviously she's got her own problems, like. So we've been helping each other. And I'm sure she won't mind me saying this, because she suffers with anxiety, big style, panic attacks and things like that. And there was an incident yesterday, or yesterday or the day before, I think it might be the day before actually. Something occurred, and you know, she posted on Facebook how stressed she was and that. So you know, I put a comment there, and she sent me a private message like telling me what had gone on and all that. And I've actually given her an exercise to do, because obviously these feelings and things that she gets come up and she can't control, these overwhelming emotions, they do stem back from you know, childhood conditioning, traumatic times that have happened in our lives when we were younger that have stuck with us, and we keep these feelings as adults. So I gave her a little exercise to do, which, you know, when she feels these emotions come up, is to look at each one individually, what they are and where they come from. What memory does she associate with them? You know, how far back into childhood do these memories go, these feelings go, the memories of these feelings go? And you know, you have to talk to yourself at that age, you know, whether you was 4, whether you was 10, or, you know, whatever age you was as a child, when this first instance of you feeling this overwhelming feeling occur. And you have to go back into that, well, your brain's already in that motion, that moment. It's like, well, it's post-traumatic stress disorder, or complex post-traumatic stress disorder, because it stems back from childhood. So yeah, you have to talk to yourself, being an adult, but talk to yourself being a child. You know, if you can imagine taking that child feeling that emotion, take that out of you and put that child in front of you, how would you calm that child down? Ask that child what it needs to feel safe, and then you sort of like refer back to the child, well, you know, at that age, you know, that they don't have to worry anymore. You're their big brother or their big sister. You're going to look after them. There's nothing going to happen to them. It's safe. And you do that for each instance of the age. You know, like I said, it could start from being a toddler, Or for me, I don't know what age I was, but I was in nappies and I was with my mum at the time, so it was very young, 6 months. I think I was with her for newborn to about 6 months old, maybe 8 months, something like that. I'm not quite sure on the timeline, but I shouldn't remember that far back, but I can. So I had to sort of like, I know that child doesn't understand what's going on, but I can send the feeling instead, the feeling of love, the feeling of security, and it calmed that side of me down. Now there's another instance when I'm like just 3 or 4, and terrified, and I take that part of me and put it in front of me. What do you need to feel safe? I knew I'd done nothing wrong and I was terrified for my life. I didn't know how to get out of it, so I had to talk to myself, as you would talk to a 3-year-old. You're right, sweetie, loving, kind, and that, they've not done anything wrong, they're not lying, they're not, they've not been naughty, and they can go and play. You have to sort of like put your mindset into talking to that child, but it's you. And then again, like further on, there was a few more instances in between there, but yeah, let's say 13 years old, I was getting bullied at school and things like that, everything was going on, puberty and all that, I've got to talk to myself as you would to a 13-year-old, obviously not with any aggression or anything like that, it's got to be soothing and calm, and yeah, no worries, Kaz, you're good, you're fine, you've done nothing wrong. You're safe. You go out with your mates, go and have a good time, go and have a laugh, go and feel free. And it's giving yourself permission to actually let go of the emotions. Because when you've been triggered and your brain goes back to being a 3-year-old, that those fears come very clear and fast and hard, and you can't focus on anything else because you're in that mindset of whatever age it is. So you have to talk yourself back down again. Talk that part of your brain to feel safe and shut down, because it won't shut down until it feels safe. Very much so, little pinky me when I was a toddler, it was very rare that I did feel safe, So the more you tell yourself that you're safe at that age, the more that they feel safe for that side of your brain to take a step back, and that it starts learning that it doesn't need to be the first and foremost action. It sort of like goes, oh, well, no, Kaz is in control, or Caroline's in control, I feel safe now, I'm okay, I don't have to worry, everything's going to be fine. This is how I dealt with mine, and I told my friend Josie to do this as well. So she did last night. I even said about there's binaural sound frequencies on YouTube that you can listen to, specifically for letting go the childhood trauma, and it gives you like the brain frequencies that you need to be able to deal with this sort of thing, because it is very difficult on just a normal, especially when you start out, it helps to have a bit of help with you. Just to get your brain into that frequency of, okay, let's balance this out. Yeah, she tried it last night, and it's also about writing things down, writing the emotions down as they come up, so you can look at them and associate them with something else. But because she's on the spiritual side, there's also the manifestation side of things, and we're coming up to the full moon, which this time is a very powerful moon. No, you're not playing with that cat. I'll move that out of the way. I'll play with it over there. She wants to step all over my keypad. Yeah, very cool, very powerful full moon coming up, which is about change and all sorts of things. Noticing what's not good for you, what you need to let go of in your life. Two bloody flies in there. And focusing on how to move forward from that. And I suggested that she wrote down a little little affirmations to do with emotions. I let go of fear. I let go of anxiety, or all anxiety, all fear. I let go of all, whatever feels good for you. But concentrate on the I let go of. And then not just for the manifestation for the full moon, but have them dotted around in certain places. I mean, I've got little things dotted around, just so when I walk in and out of a room, it will say, I've got one here. Trust the timing. Things are working in the background, It's like when you don't think things are, going forward. There's always something going on in the background to help you move forward, It's called timing, divine timing. Trust that things are working out for you, even if you do feel stuck. As long as you're trying to move forward, it will move forward. You might not see it, but eventually you will. It's very strange how the universe works, but it is good. It's all in cycles, very much so. And if you work with these cycles and you're determined to move forward, then you will. And Josie's done all this, and she sent me a message this morning. She says, I did it all last night, and today it's all gone. My head's clear. And to actually witness somebody come back, and I know exactly what she's going through because I've gone through it myself. I feel excited for her. It's amazing, it really is. Just that she's moving forward, and what she's done has worked for her. I mean, it can work overnight. It can work instantly. It can. I think I've done it in my videos where I've been getting upset. I can feel those emotions coming up, but then I feel it. I know what it's connected to, and tell myself that I'm safe, that everything's fine. It's okay to feel what I'm feeling, and it goes again, and then it's gone. It doesn't come back. It's very strange, very surreal feeling, but it's good because your brain just, it's got space. Instead of all these thoughts spiraling out of control, all these overwhelming feelings spiraling out of control, it's like, okay, what can I think about now? What can I focus on next? Life's out there, let's go and get it, And it's not just Josie I witnessed it with, my friend Heather, my adopted big sis, she's done the same, looking at the emotions and why she feels like that and the situation around it all, and seeing it from an adult point of view, and reassuring the old self that it's safe, that they don't need to feel or think like that anymore, because that's not the situation that they're in anymore. And it really is freeing, so much so. But it is so beautiful to watch. It makes me speechless because it is just that good. And you know what? I wish. Excuse me. This is still the rest of this bloody cold that I've got. I just wish that everybody in the world that has mental health problems and has childhood issues could do the same, because it is so freeing and it's so much better than any sort of antidepressant, and and you are moving forward, very much so, getting out of where you've been stuck for so long, and it is so freeing. But one day people will realise. I suppose the more people like me that can talk about it and show the results, even just with, sorry, I'm just watching that fly buzzing around. I've got fly spray or something, I'm going to get it. I know I don't like killing them, but they're doing my head in. I don't know where the hell they come from, but they're getting now and again. But yeah, I forgot where I was at now. Anyway, sorry I've not been on for a while. I mean, the college work has been knackering me out, being around people, very much so as well. I've not been around people on a regular basis for a hell of a long time, years. So it's getting back into a routine of doing stuff again. So obviously some things are going to get put aside while I'm trying to focus on other things and trying to get myself into a routine, for learning definitely, and for living again. You know, I forgot how to live, and because I've just been stuck in this flat, or even the house before this, for so long. You know, going out now and again, like, you know, for Creamfields, or going visiting a friend for a weekend or something like that, but that's about it. You know, I'm out nearly every day now, mingling with people, and I'm not used to that. God, yeah, rattling chest is terrible. God. But yeah, I am getting better. It's better than it was. My nose has stopped running, and I'm not coughing as much. And I feel a bit more lively today as well. I've been keeping my fluids up, but resting as well. So, but yeah, I do hope that, you know, just something out of this video clicks with you. If you try it yourself, I do recommend doing it with some sort of meditation music, because it can be a traumatic time, you know, having all these memories flood back. But, you know, it needs to happen for you to process it, because this is what it is. It's processing it in the mind that you are now for the mind that you were when you was going through it. They need to balance and intermingle. Very much so. I can't remember what they call it. It's like a split personality thing, disassociation, you know, when your head goes off into a different place in a different time, and you can't control what's going on in your head. It's very strange. I mean, I know some people, they actually physically, their mind thinks that they've split into somebody else completely, you know, and the real them takes a back burner. Can't control what's going on. They can see everything, but they can't control it, while this other person takes over, or while this other part of the brain takes over. You know, and for me, it's something like that. But I don't physically see a different person. I see me, but at a different age. And it's integration. That's what the word I was looking for. It's integrating the two into the now. You know. Into the same being, into the same functioning mind. Yeah, you're still going to have your fears, but they're going to be, instead of irrational, because they are very irrational for the moment that you're going through, because you're not in that situation anymore, or the feelings that you get from that situation shouldn't be as amplified as they are. So it's actually just telling the mind that, okay, well, yeah, this is how you used to react, but this situation isn't what you're going through, you know, or what you went through. You're safe, you're calm, don't worry, everything's fine, you go out and play, whatever, you know. Tell yourself what you would want to hear at that age. What would have made that situation better for you at that age? How would you have felt secure? How would you have felt loved? And just portray that to yourself, from yourself. I know it sounds confusing, but when you start doing it, well, mind you, I suppose people that go through this will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just pinpointing that child at that age when things were going on, and what you needed at that time to be told, from a nurturing point of view. You know, don't tell yourself, oh, you softie, you know, you should have just whatever, you know, that's the negative side of things. That's what people have conditioned into you to feel. Oh, you should have felt disgusted, you should have felt guilty, you should have felt all this. No, all that shouldn't come into the equation at all. That's what you was taught to think. That's why it stuck with you for so long. This is why you react like you do now, because you was told that that's the way you should react. Nobody told you any different. To see things from a nurturing angle, that's what you need. That's what you needed at that time. So don't ever feel guilty. Don't ever feel disgusted. Don't ever feel ashamed for what you went through. You know, it was out of your control. You didn't know any better. You wasn't taught any better. So please don't take this out on yourself, especially when you start realising, you know, you've been around abusive people for a long time and you've let them, well, not let them, you was conditioned to let them do whatever they did to you, thinking that it was love, thinking it was compassion, thinking that there was caring, and it's not. This is why your brain can't make sense of it, especially when you're little. You know, all you want is love and compassion and being nurtured and that, and you didn't get it. So you need to give it to yourself, but from yourself, internally, but also externally, you know. Show yourself the love that you wanted. Show yourself all the needs that you wanted, that you didn't get from anybody else. You know, don't give people that power to take all that away from you. They've already done that, you know. Take your power back. That's what you need. Take your power back and your life moves forward. When you're stuck, handing over your power to other people, letting them make the decisions, letting them tell you what to do, you know, when deep down in your heart and soul that you know that this isn't right for you. This isn't where you should be. This is not where you wanted your life to be. You know, if that's how you feel and that's how you think deep down inside, don't fool yourself. Don't tell yourself lies. Don't make excuses for why you're there. You know, get out of it and have a life. Fucking get yourself mended, and your life will change completely. You know, it will switch around so much, but you have to do the work. You have to get that sense of, I'm not standing for this anymore. I know I deserve more. You know, you need to get that frame of mind. This isn't the life that I wanted. This is not the life that I want for the rest of my life. You know, and you've got to get that determination and motivation, and also trust that things will move forward. Wait, stop doing that, you. By the sofa. She's a cat, what can I do? I don't really want to clip her claws. No, I'm not into that sort of thing, but saying that, I don't think she'd let me clip her claws anyway. I probably wouldn't have a face left if I tried. She's not the sort of cat that would let you do that. Yeah, anyway, so I've lost my track of thought now. But yeah, life is what you make it, and if you let people around you make your life, you're not going to have the life that you want. And believe me, when you step forward and you take charge of yourself and your situation, your whole life changes for the better. Old ideas drop away, new ideas come in, new opportunities flood through the door. Oh my God, don't they just? I mean, I've even renewed my driving licence, my provisional driving licence. I've had it for years. I had it since I was 18, I think it was, or 16, I can't remember, 16 or 18. But I never got round to, well, I had one lesson. I never got round to, doing anything other than that. I've always wanted to, but certain situations have stopped me. But now I'm in a situation where I feel like I can go and learn to drive. My God. I wouldn't have thought that I'd get that mentality to do all this, to go to college, to move forward, to have ambition again, have faith that my life's going somewhere, I've never felt like this, but I had to put the work in. I had to put the right work in, and be around the right people. Because when you're around the wrong people, the ones that are holding you back for their own gain, for their own whatever reasons, some people do it out of just fucking pure spite. They don't want to see you succeed. They're jealous if you do. They're not these sorts of people that are encouraging. They won't stand behind you and say, oh yeah, come on, you can do this. if they're like, oh no, you piece of shit, you're not, you won't be able to do that, you know, I'm better than you. You know, those aren't the sort of people you need to be around. They're not encouraging, they're not nurturing, they're just going to hold you back, and you'll end up with just a brain that melts down, develop more and more mental illness, shut down more and more, and just be a shell of yourself. And that's not what life's about. You know, these people that do that to other people, they've got a lot of learning. You know, they vibrate at a lower vibrate frequency to everybody. But that's because they've not learned. Their brain's not set up to process, to learn, to move forward. But, you know, us that have been through a lot, you know, our brains have been made to empathise, to nurture, to want to help others. But we just need to flip it onto ourselves as well. You know, all that love and help that we give others, we need to redirect that on ourselves, on our younger selves that have been through the abuse. Yeah, and just put everything in the right place, in the right perspective, you know, and intermingle them together to be able to function properly again. But, you know, there's me, there's my mate Heather, and now there's my mate Josie that's done it, and it's worked. So what more proof do you need? You want to change your life, you want to change yourself, do the inner work. And your life will change. I do hope this video does help people, just even a little bit. Even if it's just one emotion every day or every week or whenever it arises. Just do that bit of research on yourself and that bit of nurturing work on yourself, you know. Why do I feel like this? What is this emotion? Where does it come from? And then when you find out what it is, where it is, then you talk to that part of yourself as if it was a separate entity from your body. This is how I'm going to look after you. You're fine. This isn't happening anymore. You're safe. Let's go and play. You know, and take yourself out somewhere and have a good time, have a laugh or whatever. Go see your mates and, you know, reward yourself. Because I know Pinky, me, when I was little, all she wanted to do was be told that she was a good girl, that she wasn't lying, and that she can go out and play. So that's what I told myself. Yeah, and I went and took myself out for a walk around the park. You know, I didn't go on the swings or anything like that, but, you know, I went to Taylor Park, you know. I went and walked and fed the squirrels, you know, and that's what I used to like doing when I was a kid. So that's what I did. You know, I even made jokes, you know. I said, you know, I told Pinky, because she liked the stars as well, like, you know, I said, do you know what I'm going to do, Pinky? I'm going to name a star, and I'm going to call it Pinky Mary Harwood. Because that's what my name was when I was a kid, when I was growing up. And then I said, actually, no, what I'm going to do, because this is something I used to do when I was a kid, I remember. When I went to the toilet, I remember I had a little song. You know, because I was that little, I had to have somebody make sure that wipes my bottom properly. So I used to sing out, I've died a poo at 32, Elton Avenue, Blackburn. So I told Pinky I'm going to name a star that. And I could feel my internal self just laughing her head off. Really, really, really. You know, I imagine myself what Pinky would do. She would absolutely giggle her, absolutely, oh yeah. And it just made her feel safe and secure and happy. And she let go. And that was very strange. I remember that very well. I was in the bath with all my let go music going on, you know, for trauma and things like that. And yeah, it was a mad experience, but it fucking helped. Yeah, I call it a spiritual breakdown. But it was good, it really was. And ever since then, I've just gone leaps and bounds forwards. My life has completely changed. So, like I said, I do hope this video helps you. I'm sorry for going on, it's nearly half an hour now. I know I waffle a bit. But yeah, I do hope that I can help you, even just a little bit. Sending out all the healing vibes, you know, universe, please help everybody out there that listens to this video and does the work, you know, because I know that a lot of you out there do want to do the work. I know I did, but it was just not knowing what work to do. But once you do, and once you focus on it, God, your life changes so much. But thank you everybody for watching, for liking, subscribing and sharing. If you do know anybody that might benefit from this video, or any of the other ones that I've done, please share with them, but discreetly. You know, I'd rather it didn't set off any anxiety for, you know, if somebody going through abuse, or, you know, an abusive relationship. I don't want you tagging them in it, you know. They might panic, or, you know, their partner might see it and kick off, you know, is that what you think about me, blah, you know. It's just more ammunition to a really bad situation as it is. So yeah, just share discreetly, share on your own page. But even sort of like, I know people might not like going on social media or whatever, it doesn't matter, don't bother, don't share. You know, if it's going to cause you trauma in any way whatsoever, or if it's going to cause trauma for somebody else in any way whatsoever, don't do it. But for those that can share and do share, thank you, and do it discreetly. Very much appreciated. Anyway, I'm going to go and tidy the flat now. So thank you very much for watching, and bye bye everyone.